I'll do is I'll kind of walk you through your plan, and then I'll email you a complete summary when we're done, so it's crystal clear. Sound good?
Oh, great. Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. Now, have you ever had a pension review or a retirement review before?
No.
Okay, good deal. And the follow-up to that is, do you have any specific questions, or are you just kind of looking for a general overview right now?
Yeah, I think I'm looking for general overview right now. I don't really understand fully how the pension thing works.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll kind of run through that, and because you are CalPERS, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. And so what happens with CalPERS is that there's three factors that go into what you end up with at the time that you choose to retire. Number one is the number of years of service credit that you end up with at the time that you choose to retire. Number two is the age at which you choose to retire, because there's a multiplier that's based on that age, and I'll get into that in just a minute here.
Okay.
And then number three is the income, or the gross income that you've had along the way. Typically, it's the highest 3 years average, but that does depend on your contract a little bit.
Okay.
So let's start really quick by verifying your date of birth.
2580.
Okay. And how many years of service do you have completed in the PERS system at this time?
Sure. I have like almost 7.
7? Okay, perfect.
Almost 7, yeah.
All righty. And so at the end of the year, it'll be 7.
Yeah.
And so that means that you were hired in 2016. Okay. All right. And all right. And what is your gross income before taxes, either before monthly or annually?
Yeah, not exactly sure.
We can ballpark it. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I want to say it's around 7,000 a month.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure right now.
So what we'll do, I mean, we're talking in today's dollars anyway. We know that your income's going to go up over time, and so future dollars will look different, but the percentages I show you, will be right on here. And
looks like, sorry, found it.
Okay.
So, annual is 90,000, and my monthly is 7,500.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So what happens with CalPERS is you can retire. There's a range which you can retire as long as you're 5 years vested, which you are. You can retire anywhere from 52 years old to 67 years old. Now, I always like to manage expectations, because I meet with people all the time. They said, "Oh, I heard I could retire in my early 50s." It's like, well, maybe. What happens is the multiplier is very low at 52, and it increases every year until 67 years old.
Okay.
And so, like, for instance, at 52, the multiplier is only 1% per year. And if it's 1% per year, then just to give you an idea, I know you're not thinking of retiring that early, but at 52, you'd have 16 years of service. 1% per year, which means you'd be able to retire on 16% of the income that you're used to.
Okay.
So, you go from $7,500 a month down to $1,200 a month, and that doesn't really work for many people, right?
Right.
And so it goes up 0.1% per year every year. Did you have kind of a goal or a thought in mind of an age there that you wanted to retire?
sure about it because,
Okay.
yeah, not really sure. Just kind of getting a sense of what the possibilities are. So,
Okay.
let's say like 62.
Okay. So at 62, it gives you another 10 years. And at 62, you're on a 2% at 62 scale. So at 62, it will be, you'll have 26 years, and it's 2% per year at that point. And so you'll end up retiring with 52% of your income. So your income would go from 7,500 down to 3,900. Now, the way you maximize it is you go to 67. And the reality is you go anywhere in between these numbers also. But at 67, it maxes out at 2.5%. So at that point, you can replace about 78% of your income.
Okay.
And so that gives you 31 years, times 2.5%. So your income would go, in today's dollars again, from $7,500 a month down to $5,800 a month.
Okay.
So you'd still have a gap of over almost $1,700 a month. And the key is that, if you save a little bit now, then you can, build up a secondary nest egg to bridge that gap and be able to shave years off of that, get to a comfortable retirement years earlier by doing some extra savings, or just save a little bit to 67 and then be able to replace 100% of your income, at that point.
Yeah, I have retirement accounts too.
Good.
Yeah, so that definitely saving for retirement in other ways.
Good. Is it through the school, or are you doing that on your own?
Yeah, it's through the school. Yeah, so I mean, CalPERS has its retirement account, but I also have I don't know if it's a 403B or something through Fidelity, but it's not kind of offered as a plan through the school.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. And that's the most common one. We used to have more options than just Fidelity, because there were actually better options before, but Fidelity came in and cut a sweetheart deal with the school, and they became their only provider. And would it surprise you at all if, when they did that the school got a whole lot more benefit out of that than you did? Right. And so, so there are some other options, but and I always like to teach people all of the options because, Fidelity's convenient because they just withhold it from your check, but the benefits are substantially lower than some of the other choices. How much are you putting into that 403B? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, like $1,200 a month or something.
Yeah, that's and that's great. There are some advantages to that, and there are some disadvantages to that. The nice thing is, and this is what I'll kind of get into, and show you some of the options, because there's two battles that we have to win in order to win the money game.
Okay.
The two battles is, number one is the rate of return, and number two is taxes. So with the rate of return battle, there's three options that everybody has to save money. You can save money in a fixed account, which is safe and secure. It's like saving money in the bank, though. It doesn't get a very good interest rate. It doesn't outpace inflation.
Yeah.
The opposite end of the spectrum is the stock market approach, and that was one of the things that frustrated me when we all switched to just Fidelity only through the school. Is that's the only option they give you. They'll give you a high risk, medium risk, or low risk option, but there's risk in all of those, and it's the market approach where it goes up and down, and there's no guarantees on where you'll end up. And the third option kind of combines the best of both worlds. It's what's called an indexed strategy. And an index strategy allows you to get most of the growth of the market with none of the risk in the bad years. So you're either going to go up to a cap or a limitation on the top end, but when the market goes down, you're never going backwards, so you never have to make up for lost time.
An index fund?
It is. It is. Because an index... Good.
That sounds good, right? Yeah.
Good. Yes. Yeah. The index funds, if you have to choose a fund, the index funds are the way to go, definitely. But what an index strategy does is it puts a cap on that index and a floor on the index. Okay. So you can go up to like 13% every year, but if the market's over 13%, you're going to give up a little bit on the top end. But the trade-off for that, if the market goes negative that year, you're guaranteed you can never get less than zero. You can never lose in the bad years.
Okay.
And by taking the losses out, you only need to get 40 to 45% of the growth in the market to match what the market does. And so when I show you the charts, when we get back together next time, I'll show you the charts on how that works and how much it's outpaced the market in the last, 20 to 25 years. And, I'll teach you all about that. The second thing that we'll talk about is taxes. Because what happens is, we can choose to, three different choices on taxes. We can have everything taxed now. We can have it taxed later, or, we can have it never taxed again after we put it in, or we call it tax deferred or tax advantaged. And with that, it's if you think of it from a farmer's standpoint, if you have a good, successful farmer that has a good crop every year, would he rather pay tax on the seed money when he purchases the seed, or not pay it there and have to pay it on the whole entire harvest later on when he sells the harvest? Would you rather pay taxes on the smaller amount or the huge amount?
Right.
Yeah, especially for our educators, because CalPERS will be 100% taxable income in retirement. So you're already going to have a tax issue in retirement. So the last thing you want to do is add more taxable income on top of all of your taxable income, that you have. And I'll show you the difference, with numbers. I'll show you how all of that works. And my goal is the education. I'll teach you, the choices that you have so that at the end of the day, you can make a good, informed decision on where you want your money to go. And you're not just doing it because that's the only option that they showed you.
Right.
So... yeah, so we'll have some fun with it, and make sure that if you're going to be saving money, you may as well get the best bang for your buck out of it, right?
Right.
And so cool. So you got the 403B, with Fidelity. Anything else? And any idea how much you have in there at this point, so I can kind of plug that into the numbers?
Gosh. Say I have in there maybe 30 or 40. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm just going to put it in at 35,000. I'll split the difference there, and that'll kind of show you, kind of give you an idea of what that'll do for you at the end of the day. And I've run this to I'm going to run it to 62 years old. And then we can adjust it from there. But I'll also, when we get back together, I'll also show you other options. to where if you save the same amount of money, every month, the differences on what a 403b will provide for you versus what some of the other types of plans will provide for you.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah. Anything else that you've got going for you that I can plug into the mix here and show you how it works?
No, nothing else financially. So I'm curious, like when you are talking about an index strategy, like what exactly that means, like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's it's an account that you put money into, and the index strategy, what it does, and there's different there's different ways of doing it, but all of them have the same concept. And so they're all going to be managed, and they're going to go into a particular index. Like the Standard & Poor's 500 is the most popular index used worldwide. So it's basically what all of the other, everything else in the market measures themselves against the Standard & Poor's 500. And so that's why you can't go wrong with a good index, like a Standard & Poor's 500 index. Yeah. What the strategy does is it's going to put a limitation or a cap on the top end. Like one of them has like a 13% cap.
Okay.
So you can get, when the Standard & Poor's 500 goes up, you get whatever it does up to that 13% cap. If it does 8%, you're going to get all 8%. If it does 12%, you're going to get all 12%. But if it does 15%, you're going to bump into that cap, and you're going to be limited, in the really good years, you're going to be limited on the top end. And so, and the trade-off for that limitation on the top end is that they put a floor on it also so that you can never lose. And so you're going to be somewhere in between 0 and 13% every year. When I show you how that works as opposed to the ups and downs of the market, I've got a chart I'll show you. Okay. And, it's amazing that when you don't go through the downs, that you don't have to have huge gains to stay ahead of the game.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
Yeah. And so it puts less risk, with it, which people that are closer to retirement like, but it also puts more growth, to it, which younger people like that, they have plenty of time. So, so like I say, I'll teach you all about it. If it makes sense, great. If not, you're not in a bad place. I just do want you to know that there are other options for you that are out there.
Oh, okay. And those are not through Fidelity?
Correct. Okay. Yeah, there was some of the companies that we used to have access to that we used to be able to do a payroll deduction through. Before Fidelity cut their deal and took away, all your choices.
Okay. Is that approach something that you tax up front so that you're kind of taxing on the smaller amount, like you're saying, or is that
yes,
you choose?
Yes. Yeah, so it can be done either way. It really can be done either way, but I'll show you the difference. And if you can pay taxes on the smaller amount, it'll save you a fortune in taxes in the long run.
Okay, and so is that so that's not what I'm doing with the 403b though, right? That's
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that a choice with the 403b? Like,
it is not.
That or?
Nope. That was the other thing. They used to administer a Roth 403b, and since Fidelity doesn't do that, it's they cut that out of one of your options, which I just thought was criminal, and it's all because Fidelity doesn't even offer it. So now you can't get a Roth 403b anymore like you used to be able to.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So maybe I shouldn't be maxing that out, is what sort of work.
Well, let's look at the numbers. Yes. Yep. Okay. Let's look at the numbers, and so so we're not just guessing at it. We're not just talking concepts. I'll actually run the numbers for you so you can see the differences there.
Okay.
And cool. Well, I have a little bit of work to do for you here, and prepping some stuff so that we can I can show you the options and everything. And I'm excited to show you the differences. And yeah, so let's get back together. And is this time of the day usually best for you, or?
Yeah, this time is pretty good. I could also book us another time. How long would the next meeting be?
So realistically, because we're going to really dig into numbers and all of that, I'd really want to have a good 45 minutes. And if you have a bunch of questions, maybe even an hour, just so we have time to really dig through it.
Sure.
And and we'll do a Zoom call so that I can share my screen. I can show you charts and graphs, and kind of get into the fun stuff for me. I love this stuff. And so with that in mind, what's this week? Only time. Well, I couldn't even do it at this time. I could do it at like 9 or 9:30 on Friday, or later, on Friday, or we could look at next week.
I mean, I could do Friday at like 2 or 3 p.m., or we could look at next week.
Oh, okay. I'm open from about 9 until 2, but then I'm booked from 2, 3, and 4. So,
okay.
So it just doesn't quite fit that window.
No problem.
So next week, Monday's bad, but I could do Tuesday at like 8 a.m. or Wednesday I could do 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30. I'm wide open on Wednesday morning.
Okay, let's shoot for 8:30. I might be a couple minutes late. I drop off my daughter, and like sometimes that just takes a little bit longer, but I can be here about at 8:30 on the Zoom.
Perfect. So we'll set it at 8:30. We'll be on there. Yeah, I drop off my daughter every 2, so I have a hard time getting to be on time to 8 a.m. appointments, but 8:30 is great for me.
Yeah, same.
And so awesome. Well, so we'll do 8:30 on Wednesday the 10th, and the Zoom invite will come from my personal email is jason@jmkessler.com, and I'll send you I'll send you an email with that and just a basic summary for your pension and everything, and then we will be updating that summary as we we get more information and plug more in.
Sounds great.
So expect that, and I'll shoot that over to you in the next few minutes. And hey, would you mind if I had one of my newer agents ride along with us on that to kind of watch and learn?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, his name is Joaquin. So he'll be in the Zoom invite also. So just I didn't want you to be surprised.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, excellent. Hey, I'm looking forward to showing you the options, and it'll we'll like I say, we'll have some fun with it.
Okay, thanks so much, Jason.
Awesome. Hey, it's my pleasure, and Allison, you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay, we'll see ya. Bye-bye. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, really good.
Wonder what agent missed that. The first go around.
Or maybe her timing was different too. Who knows at the time, But yeah, no, she sounds really good.
True. That is absolutely true. That it's all about timing also.
Yeah, good.
All right, AYLWARD.
Yes, Allison Alward.
All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to add a Zoom meeting here. And while I'm thinking about it,
Oh, we have a second later on today. I forgot what time, but that first lady we spoke with, she was going to look into her purse, how much she had or something like that.
oh yeah, because she was gonna find out. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's on the calendar. I forgot her name, but it's on the calendar for both of us. But so I'll see you later on today again.
Excellent. Okay, do I have Allison's? Okay, it's like it's her last name at calpoly.edu, correct? It's her email address.
Hold on, let me look.
I got to figure out a good system of just because this is different.
Yeah, like automating everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got Allard at calpoly.edu. Yes, Allard at calpoly.edu. That's what I got on the spreadsheet. But I don't know. We verified it with her over the phone, but she should be in the same place.
Okay. And all right, so but you in. Okay, so here's the Zoom invite. So you should get that. It has a dedicated link to it. So
Okay, so it'll be on the 10th, right?
on the 10th, yes.
I'll put my
Should get that Zoom invite right here. And then what I'll do is I'll just clean this up just a little bit.
Did she say 8 or 8:30?
At 8:30.
Okay.
Because she said 8:30 would be better for her, but she might be a couple minutes late, and that's why I said 8:00 is hard for me. So but 8:30 is great. So
okay, good, cool. I'll put on my calendar
that
here.
Works.
Yeah. All right, very good.
Make some notes. So my big thing. So when you're doing the F&A like this, when you see this down at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
There's this place for notes. Make sure you put a bunch of notes in here when you're running the first on your own and you're having me or Wade close it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that there's notes in here that just put down everything that you talked about, because you never know when something little will come up, or whatever, and so I just like to I talked about her daughter. She drops her daughter off, in the mornings, and I realized I didn't talk about her family life. Does she have a husband? Does she have kids? Anything like that. So this will jog me to talk about that next time, because I'll remember and say, okay. And so, but because the more information, that we have to be able to talk to them about, the better off we are.
Right. Okay, very good.
Yep. All righty. So, what time's our appointment today? Did you say?
Let me double check. I got 3:00 with Maureen Bell.
Might have 4:00.
Oh yeah, 4 p.m. Okay, my bad. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I've got 4:00 with her.
Yeah, 4.
And so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll plan on seeing you then. Hey, and one thing, I know you reached out to Craig on. Craig said you reached out and you had like 2 appointments for him or something, and he's like, he's not a closer yet, so he's not ideal. Make sure you go through me, and then we can get Craig to help us occasionally. He's not as comfortable as Wade is at jumping in and doing things, and so just make sure you coordinate everything through me.
Okay.
Go through Wade first, and and then me second, and then I can figure out who's licensed where, and are you? Do you want another batch of B leads?
I was about to say, I think I'm getting a good amount of appointments with these B leads. I don't know if I just had a great batch, but if you send them to me, I'll give them to my assistant. I got an assistant in the Philippines, and I'll have her text out an email out. That's what I do.
Okay. So yeah, this time I can sort them for you a little better. What states are you licensed in?
Actually, you know what? Because of my current employer, I'm licensed in like 35 states. I'm licensed in most states. I don't know what
Oh,
states I'm
really?
appointed with Athene and our our carriers, but I'm actually have like
Right.
35 non-resident licenses. So I have like most states.
Okay, so you're good there.
Yeah.
It's just not all of my agents. Wade's not licensed in all of them, so.
Yeah. Well, I didn't pay for
Uh,
it. My current employer does, so I don't have to worry about it. So yeah.
but you have the ability with your license. It's your license, so you
Yes.
can send it into F&G, and just we can get you appointed. Getting appointed only takes a day or two. So if you run an appointment there, and we've got a good second coming up, all you have to do is send a copy of your license in
Yeah.
to F&G within a couple of days. We can write business there.
Right. 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 Yeah. So
So
I'm good on the licenses. Yeah, I'm good there.
okay, so you're good there. So yeah, I'll send you another batch of you know another 50 50 to 60 B leads, and just have you keep going.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll keep sending the appointments. I got to work with my assistant better on the. What confuses her is the time differences.
Oh
Because in the
yes, that
Philippines they
does.
only have one time zone, so it's kind
I
of
don't get that concept.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but anyways, but we're getting better. We're improving and we're doing the best. But yeah, if you send me more leads, more B leads, I can make more appointments and we'll keep going at it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right, very good.
All right.
All right, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. And I'll see you a little bit later on today, about 4 o'clock our time.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Take care.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Mari, ¿me hablabas? Mi patrón me va a mandar más leads. Hey, that one really, really good. I think she's gonna buy. Esa cita fue muy, muy bien, digo. No, no, we're in a train. We were in one of the appointments that we made. You and La Niña. But she, I think she thinks like Obama, because